Module 3, Starting Up Navigation. In this module, we'll look at how to log into P6 and open a database. We'll look at navigating around the projects window, how to open one project or multiple projects, how to display activities in the activities window, how to open a portfolio, introduction to layouts. We'll look at customizing toolbars, setting the user preferences, setting the start day of the week, setting the industry type in admin preferences. We'll look at application of options within forms, so P6 has some interesting functionality when you open a form. Do not ask me again, right-clicking with the mouse, accessing help, refresh data and commit change key, send project, and then finally closing down. Once we've done that, we'll do a workshop which is take you through practicing all the things that I cover in this module.
Database options for Oracle Primavera P6 PPM Professional. There are 3 database options for Oracle Primavera P6 PPM Professional, which is a Windows-based tool. First of all, you can open up an ePPM or an Enterprise Project Portfolio Management database. So this database has 2 interfaces, the web client, the Windows client, and we are teaching the Windows client in this course. You may also open the database with the web client. Administration report is conducted from the web client. Scheduling may also be completed in the web, but the tool is very weak and most people do not schedule in the web and they use the Windows client to do scheduling, particularly with large projects. Therefore, scheduling is normally taken in the Windows client. It has inbuilt integrations with many other Oracle tools. It's aimed at larger corporations. The next database is a PPM or a Professional Project Manager database. This has one interface, the Windows client. This has restricted integration, so there are very few tools allowing you to integrate with other Oracle products, but obviously there are lots of third-party tools available. And it's aimed at smaller companies. And then finally there's a standalone installation, which is the simplest installation, and generally anybody can install a standalone on their PC. It's one interface, which is the Windows client, and it's aimed at smaller consultants and companies with a single user. Therefore, you don't have the ability to create multiple users in this option. So when you open up a PPM database, it only allows you to open up the database with the professional software or the Windows client. Then you have an admin menu, you're able to create users and also change the preferences. So let's have a look at this. When you open up P6 Professional and you're opening up a PPM database, you may end up with a screen that looks something like this. This is a demonstration database. And you have a look at the menu along the top here, and under admin you'll see that you can create users, create security profiles. And so the administration of this database, the creating of the users, the security profiles, setting up the admin preferences, currencies and that sort of thing is all done in this interface. If you log into an ePPM database with the Windows client, you'll find that the admin menu has been totally removed here, and therefore you need to log into the web tool to do administration. And when you log into the web tools, that will look something like this, and you'll see it has the administration tab here with a similar set of commands. There are more commands in the web tool, but all the commands that are found in the Windows tool are here, plus additional ones found in the web tool. On the other hand, if I log into a standalone database, you'll find that you have the admin menu, but you don't have the ability to create users, and therefore there is no user menu in the standalone load. So the same tool can open up all 3 databases. So when you have P6 installed on your machine, you can log into an ePPM database, a PPM database or standalone database, and normally your administrator would set that up for you. So you click on an icon on your desktop or in the menu and it will bring up a login screen, and this has changed over time. This is a picture of the version 18, and then you'll find this is a picture of the version 20. Similar information, you need to enter in your login name and your password and connect to the database. If you want to log into a different database, then you go to Advanced and you have a list of databases that you can select. These can be a standalone ePPM or PPM database, and this is where your administrator would set up connections to different databases. Once you've selected the database, you select Connect, and that will then open up P6 for you. Let me show you how this works.
So if I want to log into P6, I may have an icon on my desktop, or I may need to go to the menu, and you'll find under Oracle a number of commands, and I'm looking for P6 Professional version 23. Click on that and this will bring up the dialog box. You need to enter your login name and your password. And as I said, if you want to open up different databases, you can select a different database here if you want to. And also then you can change the language if you want to use a different language. More language has been added over time. Sometimes the help is in the foreign language, sometimes it isn't. You click on connect and that will then connect to the database and open up the software. So P6 is opened. You'll see I have no projects open, and this is the Oracle demonstration database that comes with the software that I'll be using to teach this P6 course. When you open up P6, you'll normally end up in the projects window, and if you do not see the projects window, you need to select Enterprise Projects or click on the Projects button and you'll see the projects window. So this is the projects window here. This is the enterprise project structure, and you can select enterprise project structure and open up this form here where you can add or remove nodes. So this button here or icon here, which is like a pyramid, indicates that this is an enterprise project structure node, and these are the projects under that enterprise project structure. In the projects window, you'll see therefore the enterprise project structure, you'll see the projects, you'll see project columns that can be formatted using this columns button. You'll see the Gantt chart here. This is a Gantt chart and you can edit the timescale obviously. There's a lower window here or pane, and these tabs can be added or removed. If you don't use any of these tabs, you can remove them. So this is the lower pane. And you'll see in the columns here, there is data displayed. Now the dates and durations and some other data may be incorrect unless the database is summarized. So summarizing takes the detailed information from these projects here and puts them in the column. Therefore, the data in the columns here, like start and finish dates and a number of activities and that sort of thing, will be incorrect unless either the project is open or the project has been summarized. Now, I'm going to cover this in a lot more detail down the track, but you need to be aware that the data in the projects window may not be the latest data unless the project has been summarized or the project is open. So when you open P6, you may end up in the projects window. You can see here it says projects, so this is the projects window. These are the EPS nodes with the pyramid sign here. These are projects with this folder type sign here. And these are the project columns and the project Gantt chart. This is the lower window here, and you can decide what you want to. You can put different information down here if you want to. So if the projects window isn't displayed, then you can either select this button here to show the projects window, or you go Enterprise Projects, and that will show the projects window. The columns can be edited by selecting the columns button here, and you can select responsible manager or size, or you can go and customize if you want to and add different columns. So if I go to dates and then I select customize, if I want the durations of the projects, I can select the remaining duration and drag it across or use these arrows, and therefore I now have the remaining duration of the projects. If I want to hide the bottom window, I can use this button here. Often the no bottom layout is not displayed, so you often with the default load you will not have that button, so you need to actually make sure that you click on no bottom layout, make sure that's displayed, and then you can click on no bottom layout or details, and also you can go view show on bottom, and you can use these as well if you want to, this view show on bottom and details. This is the Gantt chart. These bars go from the start of the project, the first activity, to the end of the last activity. You can put the mouse in the bottom and have that magnifying glass and make it bigger and smaller, or you can put the mouse in the top and have that finger or budgigar, and you can drag it left and right if you want to. So move the mouse into the top to drag left and right, into the bottom to make it bigger and smaller, with the magnifying glass. And this, if I go minus, 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 takes me to years and quarters, and I can go years and months, quarters and months, months and days, months and weeks with one character, months and weeks with 3 characters, shifts, and then hourly if I want to. So again, you can adjust timescale using these buttons here and moving the mouse into the top to drag left and right, and into the bottom to make it bigger and smaller. Moving down to the bottom pane here, or bottom window, if you right click and customize project details, then I get rid of the things that I'm not going to use very often. I'm not going to teach budget log, budget summary. I'm not going to teach spending plan or funding. I normally put things like general and defaults up towards the top here. The ones that I use on a regular basis, I normally put up the top here, and the ones that I use less often, I leave down here. But again, the order is up to you. But as I say, general and defaults, I normally put up the top here. This default button, I tend never to press default in P6 because it applies to P6 default settings, and most of them are not very optimal. So I tend not to do that. OK will show the changes here down the bottom. So again, right click, customize details. I can make changes, apply will show the changes, and OK will close the form. So what I've talked about here is these are projects, these are project data, project bars, and the lower pane.